Let's start laying out our push event view. We start with the profile pic, and as we did in a previous module, we use the source attribute and give it an object. On this object, I specify a URI attribute, which I set to the profile pic from the push event object, which we set on state from the properties passed to this component. For its style, I wanted to have a height of 120, a width of 120, and a border radius of half that, 60. Close that off. Let's check that out. Press a row over here. That looks good. Good old Cookie Monster. Next up, we start adding some labels using the text component. Let's add some style onto this element. I want some padding at the top, the same at the bottom, and a pretty large font size of 20. For the contents of this label, we use moment to wrap the event state and use the from now function to display a more friendly label. Let's test that. That looks good. Let's add another label. This time we display the push event's username, and in this one we display the branch it was pushed to. All these values are better explained in an earlier module if this looks weird to you. And in this one, we specify the repo name. Let's test that. The last label we add is to display the number of commits that was in this push. For this, we use the payload commits.length value. We want to display a list of commits that were part of this push event. So we add a list view over here and set its data source property to the data source that we have set on state. We hook up a render row event handler here, just as we did in an earlier module when we built the feed component. We add a render row function with a row data argument. From here we return a view with a flexbox style and its contents aligned in the center. In this view, we add a text element for a label. We bind to the hash for this commit, but use a substring to display only the first 6 characters of the hash. After that, we show the message for the commit. When I save that out and press on a row, nice, seems like it worked. When we view a different push event, you can see we've got multiple commits bound in here.